Hollywood, where dreams are made and broken. But behind the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown, there are stories that chill the bones as much as they dazzle the eyes. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on one of Hollywood's most haunting legends, the tragic tale of Peg Entwistle, and the eerie legacy she left behind at the iconic Hollywood sign. Do you believe in ghosts? Join us on a journey through America's dark and haunted past as we explore the ghost stories and folklore that have been passed down for generations. What scares you? Let's find out. I'm Christopher Feinstein.
And I'm Megan Feinstein.
Let's pay attention. And this is Haunted American History. He has one job.
Listen, I know, but look, my AirPod fell out. Now I won't be able to hear anything. Did you hear it fall on the floor?
I did. I felt it roll across the room. So sitting on the hills above Los Angeles is the 45-foot, 9 white letters long Hollywood sign. The one it's probably one of the world's most recognizable landmarks, I would say. Probably. Would you agree with that?
I think so. And I do have a desire to see it. But
yeah, I have no interest, really.
I'd like to just see it, but I don't know. I don't know if I could handle the overly touristy aspect that I just see so much of on, just online, and
it's very much so.
I don't know if I could deal with it.
It gets over 10 million visitors a year.
Wow.
To I think it's Griffith Park that sits below that you can see the Hollywood sign.
That's insane.
Yeah, 10 million visitors a year visit the sign.
Wow. You know what I wonder? So a little bit of a tangent already, but you think about it, how you're saying it's one of the most recognizable, things in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do people internationally view Hollywood? Like the US is so Hollywood obsessed and so celebrity obsessed, but I feel like it's not as crazy in other places of around the world.
I think it is.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Can I just say why I don't think it's as bad?
Sure.
This is just one personal experience. So what do you notice when you go to a concert here? Is everybody up, having a great time, singing, drinking? Like
most people.
Everyone's like, dancing.
Me.
Well, most people. I'm
looking for I'm standing because I'm looking for the exit.
Well,
I'm like, what's the fastest way out of here?
I studied abroad in Ireland for a semester, and my roommate and I saw that Usher was on tour and making a stop in Dublin. So we bought tickets. It was, I don't know, we bought tickets so close to the show, and it wasn't sold out. Yeah, we got the cheap seats. We were literally the last row in the arena, and you have to imagine it was kind of like a basketball arena. And we're in the last row, and we're halfway through the show when we realize we're the only two up dancing and singing. We have a view of the entire stadium or arena, whatever. Everybody's in their seats and just like this, just like,
where were you in Ireland?
I was in Ireland.
I don't know. They seem like a rowdy folk.
That's what I mean. Like, I was there for St. Patty's Day. It was crazy. I mean, it's just they do drink a lot, and there is beer everywhere.
Maybe they were just so drunk to stand, or maybe they were at the wrong show. Maybe they thought they were seeing, I don't know.
Imagine.
Usa, some sort of. They thought it was like a Viking or something.
Oh,
like who's this dancing fella down there?
Like, oh, I might recognize the song if I turn the radio on.
Oi. Who this?
But that's why, and it could just be a cultural thing, which it definitely is. But it just makes me think, are we so excessively Hollywood obsessed? It's very recognizable to us, the Hollywood sign. And sure, it is because it's in movies and stuff. But it's not as important, obviously, and I feel like internationally, it's just like, yeah, it's the Hollywood sign, but you have people here who flock to, California to go see it. Like, your mom would love to go see the Hollywood sign, like,
Yeah,
she
she
has said
would.
that before. There are so many people who want to go because it's like a bucket list item.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my tangent. That's
All
my
right.
thought.
Well, hey, listen. I mean, everybody, at least at one point in their life, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out to Hollywood and make it." And any sort of person with any kind of creative kind of thing going on was like,
That's
you know
true.
what? I'm gonna get there one day. Now I have
I'm gonna
no
make it.
interest at all.
No,
Zero. I
me
was just
neither.
in California for the first time a few weeks ago. Well, San Diego, not like anywhere near Los Angeles, but
Mhm.
I was like, all right, time to go home.
I've never been to California, so it's a place that you've been that I haven't. We didn't go
Roasted,
together, which was fine. What'd you say?
roasted.
Roasted. But, I was home with the baby, which was totally fine, my decision. But I I have heard great things about San Diego. My brother and our sister-in-law said, "Go to the zoo, like, it's awesome, they love it there."
Yeah,
I don't know, I just was like, I didn't care too much about not going.
I saw it and I was like, all right, it's New York with palm trees. I was like, I've seen cities before. I've had enough.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
sure
way
it's
to put
great
it.
if I was busy and I didn't really get a chance to like
You were
really.
only there for a couple
I
days,
was only
yeah.
there a couple days and whatever. But
But, yeah, it's something that
but
maybe, like, if you knew somebody local that could
yeah,
show you around and stuff like that, so yeah.
yeah. But if you were an aspiring star hoping to make it big, that sign is something that's like it's like moth to a flame. It's like I got to get
Mhm.
there, you know. But it's not all hope and aspirations. That sign there is a dark side to it, and it revolves around a woman who's named Peg Entwistle, which I think it sounds made up, but it's a real
Say
name.
that again?
Her name is Peg Entwistle.
Entwistle.
Yeah, Entwistle. Peg Entwistle.
Entwistle, okay.
Yeah. So the Hollywood sign originally read Hollywood Land. It was multiple. It was three segments of that sign, and it was put up in 1923 as just a real estate advertisement
Hmm.
for the area. It was an up and coming area, and or back in the early days when it was put up, it was the entire sign had about 4,000 light bulbs in it,
Oh,
and it would
wow.
flash in three segments. It would be Hollywood Land.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and they later, they moved the the land segment was taken off by 1949. But back in 1932, the silent film era had just ended, and movies that they called talkies were the new um, belle of the ball. And this is back when now the studio system was in its prime. It was dominated by the five big ones. It was 20th Century Fox, RKO, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and Metro Goldwyn Mayer. And the movie Shanghai Express was that year's highest grossing movie. And it starred a woman called Marlene Dietrich. Or Dietrich. Dietrich. Is it Marlene Dietrich? Yeah, Dietrich. So, like so many other aspiring actresses at the time, they looked up to Marlene. And Entwistle came to Hollywood looking to grasp that and become a star. She was born Millicent, which is one of my favorite names ever, a name that you don't hear anymore.
Wait,
I
like, you
love,
genuinely
I
love
love,
that name?
well, it's just that it's because it's Millie. Hey, Millie, why don't you come
Stop.
and pick up your milk?
I can't.
Millicent Lillian Entwistle was her full name, and she was born February 5th, 1908 in Wales.
Oh.
So she was Welsh, right? That's Welsh, right? Wales is Welsh.
Yeah.
So now the the reports about her, or the information. Why am I saying all these words?
The studies.
The information about her, it's unclear what happened to her mom. And there's only one biography that I could find about her, and it was written by a man named James Zerrick Jr. And in the biography, he said that her parents divorced when she was 2, and it's been falsely reported that her mother was dead, but he said that's not
Hmm.
true. They just divorced, they separated, and in 1912, Peg immigrated to America with her father, Robert Entwistle, old Bobby Entwistle, and they settled in New York, which is, I think, was a common place for most migrants at that time to settle
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
Lower East Side of New York, in 3 square blocks where everyone just walked around wearing hats for a
You had your
majority of the day.
neighborhoods, right? It was the Italian neighborhood, it was the
Well, as
Irish
any kind
neighborhood.
of videos you see, everyone's just outside with hats on. That's actually from Johnny Dangerously. I completely robbed that. But her dad, Robert, who became a theater stage manager, and he soon remarried and had 2 sons. But that was when Peg's love of performing and acting was born, through her father working as a theater manager, stage manager. Sadly, though, tragedy seemed to follow this family around, as Robert's second wife died in 1921, and then just a year later, Robert himself died after being struck by a car on Park Avenue and East 72nd Street.
Oh,
Now, Peg, who was only 14 years old at the time, had 2 younger half brothers. She was luckily taken in by her uncle Harold, who was Robert's brother. Now, despite all these personal tragedies that happened in her childhood, Entwistle began pursuing her stage career when she turned 17. And in 1925, she appeared in several Broadway productions. A young, actually, Betty Davis said that she wanted to be just like Entwistle
aw,
after seeing her act in The Wild Duck,
that's
the
like
Broadway
that's
play. So
legit.
that's big. And a year later, Entwistle was accepted into the New York Theater Guild, which is a very prestigious
Nice.
acting, you know, in the area. So, and things were looking up for Peggy.
Old Peggy.
Old Peggy, old Peggy Entwistle. Old Chrissy boy's got some bad news, though, everybody. So buckle up.
Oh, no, what happened to Peggy?
Well, Entwistle then, she married a fellow actor, a man named Robert Lee Keith, in 1927. Now, their wedding announcement was put in the New York Times, and it lists a number of theater credits for her. I guess I don't know why that happened.
In the
Like,
wedding
in
announcement?
the wedding announcement, it's like, "Oh, I'm getting
Hmm,
married. This is my wedding announcement." Also,
look
but
how prestigious.
here are some of the things I've done.
That's weird. It's like a
Typical
resume.
actor. She included small parts in Hamlet with Walter Hampton and The Man from Toronto, The Hometowners, a role in Tommy. So she was getting around. She had a lot of credits. But sadly, the marriage didn't last long, because Robert Lee Keith had a previous wife and son, unbeknownst to Entwistle. He never disclosed that he was married or had a family.
Currently married, was
I
not
see. I don't know. I couldn't find out that if he was currently married or he
oh,
was divorced. Either way, though, whether he was divorced from the
Leia.
family or he was still married, he kept it a secret. So they were married in 1927, and then they were divorced by 1929.
The way I would throw you out a window if I found
If
out
I
that
if
you
I had
had a
a secret
family.
family,
A secret family before me that you didn't
secret
tell me
family.
about.
So things weren't going well for my dear Peggy, my dear Peggy. By 1931, the Depression had hit, and it had hit hard. So most of the plays closed almost as soon as they opened, and the the demand for stage actors in New York was diminishing because people just couldn't afford to go see plays. So Entwistle then abandoned her New York stage dreams and headed to Los Angeles to pursue more film career instead of leaving the stage and hoping to pursue a film career. In Los Angeles, she moved in with her uncle Charles, who lived out on the West Coast. But with so many at that time, women, flocking to that town, because this was like during like Hollywood's golden age now.
Mhm.
All of them were going there to, try to be the next big thing. Entwistle, who's had moderate success in the New York stage scene, struggled to stand out and find movie roles, television roles. And by the summer of 1932, Entwistle had finally completed her first big film part in a movie called 13 Women. It was a thriller, which I've never seen, which I'm going to have to try and check out.
No, I've never seen it.
But unfortunately, much of her performance was cut from the final release of the movie. So she had a lot of scenes that she filmed and they cut a lot of it. And the film, which unfortunately, the film debuted a month after her death. So
Oh.
she never got to see her final performance.
Oh, that's sad.
She also didn't know that a majority of her performance was cut from the film, so that might have been a good thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe. But either way, the movie would go on to be very poorly received.
Mm.
Supposedly, it was a convoluted plot about sorority sisters who are manipulated into killing each other.
Hmm.
I don't know. And there was lesbianism involved, which was at the time was very
Like,
taboo.
yeah,
Yeah,
completely unheard
yeah. So Entwistle after that was let go from her RKO contract,
of.
and she had zero money and no backup plan. Like she was all in. So on the night of September 16th, 1932, she left her uncle's bungalow on Beechwood Drive, telling him that she was just going to meet some friends at a nearby drugstore and have a little soda pop at the drugstore with her pals.
Little sarsaparilla.
Yeah, have a little sarsaparilla, a little ice cream soda, a little ice cream social, perhaps. And she hiked into the canyon and climbed up the Hollywood sign, up a maintenance ladder to the top of the letter H, and jumped to her death.
Oh boy. Okay.
Now, according to local news reports, of which there were many at the time, they stretched from California to Maine. There was literally countrywide news. The next day, a female fiker. Why, Chris? Why can't you talk correctly? The next day, a female hiker found her shoe, and then they found her jacket and purse scattered on the mountain below the sign. So the woman picked it up, opened the purse to see if she could find some identification. The only thing that was inside the purse was a note. And the note read, "I am afraid. I am a coward. I'm sorry for everything. If I had done this a long time ago, I would have saved a lot of pain. P.E."
Oh.
So the unidentified hiker now started searching around, realizing that she just picked up a suicide note.
Mhm.
Looked down about 100 feet down the mountain, and that's where she saw the body, and she called police.
Oh boy.
So when Entwistle's uncle later, when he arrived, he was the one who identified her remains, and her cause of death was ruled, self-inflicted.
I'm hoping they have better safety measures for these
Yeah,
maintenance ladders
on the
main
Hollywood
did I
sign.
say that
That's
right? Now I don't know. Maintenance ladders for the letters.
Maintenance ladders for the letters. That's a tongue twister. That would get me.
Yeah.
That would get me 9 times out of 10, that would get me. I'd be cursing myself over and over and over,
Normal words that aren't tongue twisters
trying to
get
say
you.
yeah, I can't say things. It's really tough.
But to think it was just so easy to just hop on a maintenance ladder and just climb like that. I mean,
Just
I would
climb up
hope
to
that
the top and
now
yeah.
maybe it's gated, locked barbed wire at the top. I mean, you don't wanna
No,
have
you
such
probably
easy
I don't
access.
think you can get as close anymore. I mean, I may be mistaken. If anybody knows for sure, please let me know.
Yeah, probably not. I'm assuming no,
But
but
yeah, I don't know.
you always have that one crazy person who's gonna
Yeah, they'll get there. If they want it,
they'll
they'll get it.
right, that's what I mean. Like, there are driven people in this world, so if they
Yeah,
wanna get there.
there
Oh,
definitely
that's
is.
so sad.
Yeah, it's a very sad, very uh, I don't want to say on the nose, but it's like there's probably thousands upon thousands of people who have followed that dream for it to fail and for them to have taken their own life because that was it. They were all in. And you almost a little bit have to admire people who are so just so much have so much belief in themselves to do it, to like really chase a dream and to have no backup plan. Let's listen. I got nothing. I'm going all in. It's all or nothing. And for Peg Entwistle, that's what it really came down to. It was all or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You don't think about how competitive this kinda stuff is, right? I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
it's endless competition.
it has a lot to do with talent, but, I don't know, I think a lot of like anything in life is right place, right time, right people,
Yeah,
networking.
timing is everything when it comes to things like this. I strongly believe that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's very sad, and I'd hate right now to take a break, but
But it's a good time too?
it's a good time to,
It
and
might be good. Let's break this
let's just break the
sentence.
little yeah, it's just well, I just wanna take a break really just to say thank you to everybody at this point. Like, usually, like, when I do my pre-recorded stuff, I have the segment where I take a break, and it's like I stop talking about my first story, I take a break, and then I start my second one. But when I'm doing it like this, it's kind of different, I guess. I don't know. But anywho, folks, I just want to thank you all so much for the outpouring of just love, support, and comments that have been coming in about the change of formats. I was a little hesitant, a little, kind of like, oh no, how's this going to go? But you guys have really taken to it. And I really want to just say thank you so much for that. And
I'm
it just,
happy about it because 'cause I'm
yeah,
having fun with you.
yeah, it's great. Megan is the Spotify comments. Well, every time I look over at it, she's refreshing her phone, looking for Spotify people on
Oh,
Spotify,
don't make me sound like
and she's like, What are they? Does anyone like me today?"
I I will
I'm like,
admit I'm very much like I'm nervous that people are gonna say, "Oh, I get rid of her. She sucks." Like, blah, blah, which is fine. Maybe I'm not, adding anything to the show, which is fine. But it does make my heart happy that a
"Yeah,
lot of you seem to be happy because
seem to be
I
enjoying it."
truly yes, I truly am having fun with this. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen a couple comments where people are saying like, "Oh, your guys' chemistry is great and whatever," and like it truly is in real life. Like we have fun. So
this is no. We're not putting anything on. This is it.
right. So I mean, this is really just fun and I get to spend more time and and the baby's down. We get to sit here and have maybe a little drink like this.
I don't have any drinks. I have. Oh, I do. I have ginger ale.
Nice.
Ooh, wow, man.
But yeah, no, so thank you guys too. I mean, from my side as well. I just am having a really good time with this. So it's fun to be exploring all of these places that you can visit too, in the
Yeah,
next couple of months especially.
yeah. Speaking of things that are coming, September 7th and 8th, Orlando, Florida. If you are in the Orlando area, and you are going or want to go to Fanboy Expo, it's the weekend. It's the 6th, 7th, and 8th, but I'm only going to be there the 7th and 8th. I am going to be there with not Haunted American History, unfortunately, not yet, but I'm going to be there with my other podcast, Slaying It. And we're going to be doing a live show Saturday night at the convention from 5 to 6. We're going to, be on stage, myself, Frank, and Juliet Landau, and we're going to bring up some fans and do just kind of like a Q&A, maybe some other members of the cast from Buffy we're working on, but there's going to be, everyone's going to be there, the whole cast essentially, almost, except like I don't think Sarah Michelle Gellar or Allison Hannigan are going to be there, but it's like everyone else. It's David Borealis. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Probably not, because I can't pronounce anything. It's everyone. Check it out. Go on the thing. Go on the website. Look it up. They're all going to be there. I'm going to be floating around doing some vlogging stuff and just chatting with people. I know I'm going to be I think I have something to do with David's panel and then someone else's panel. I think like Claire Kramer's having a panel. I'm going to be involved, not on stage or anything, but just like technical stuff. I don't know how I've gotten myself into these things. But the Saturday night, I'm going to be on the panel and on the stage. And I'd love for anybody who's there, even if you're just there just to go see whoever, and you see me hanging around, just come and say hello.
How much would it make your day if somebody was like, "Oh my
Like,
god, big fan of Haunted American History, so great to meet you."
oh man, that's all I ever. I'm in the grocery store and I'm just like, huh?
Uh,
I do a
uh,
podcast.
uh.
Nobody knows I do a podcast.
Our
Nobody
next
knows.
door neighbor doesn't know. Like,
Right? He's like, oh, you're home a lot. What do you
hmm,
do?
all right,
Oh yeah,
you must be working really hard.
yeah. Oh, so you talk or something? Yeah, or something. But anywho, just a big thank you to everybody. Oh, I also want to say, my YouTube channel, if you're interested in that, I'm going to be putting up videos of me visiting haunted locations. As terrifying as that is. Now that I'm
You
doing
can
like
do it.
video content and stuff, I'm going to a local place soon. Within the next day or two, I'm going to be recording a thing. There's a local park near us that has like reports of, it's like a ghost town with an old logging and cranberry bog, and then apparently there's a a family cemetery just like in the middle of the woods that supposedly has like ghost sightings and things like that. And then somewhere else in the woods, there's like a perfect circle of pine trees that have been knocked down, and people are saying like it's a UFO landing site. So once I found that out, it's like, all right, I got to go and maybe take a look and see if I can see any of this stuff, because it's all just like rumors that you hear and read on the internet. But I haven't been able to like find any like substantial pictures. So I'm bringing my cameras. I'm going to bring my drone, and I'm going to get some footage, and I'm going to just make a fool of myself out in the woods doing scaries.
Psych yourself up so you can get into your own head and be like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
see and see
without a doubt, as soon as I hear anything, this is gonna be, if
I'll
you
hear the
think,
scream from home.
yeah, from home, just feel like someone's murdering a young lady somewhere. Some young ladies in peril nearby.
Remember my scream on the Joker roller coaster?
Yes, I heard. Yeah, that Six Flags Great Adventure. I just heard the sound of, it was a death rattle that came, and I said, "Oh, that's Megan."
I went
Yeah,
on with our nephew, and it was the most terrifying roller coaster I've ever been on.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Oh,
But
this
yeah,
is good.
so if you're interested in that, check out my YouTube. I'm going to be putting up some, just all kinds of fun stuff I'm doing. I know I keep saying like, "Oh, I'm doing my YouTube," but now it's coming. With no, now I'm putting these videos up on YouTube. So if you want to see us instead of listen, you can either check us out on Spotify or YouTube for these conversations. There's really nothing different. It's just you see us, me talking instead of us talking instead of listening. So yeah. All right. I'm sorry to derail the whole conversation with nonsense. But let's get back to the Ghost Tour of California's Hollywood sign. Thank you, folks, and I love you. So, in the 88 years since her death, Peg Entwistle has become a bona fide Hollywood legend, which is unfortunate because it took that tragic event to do it. And it wasn't really just her, like her star power or her acting prowess or anything like that. There's a rumor that a letter arrived the day after she died offering her the lead in a play. And it was a play about a woman who gets driven to suicide.
What?
So, I mean, that's a rumor. I don't know how true it is.
Ugh.
There are others though that say that Peg has never left the landmark. And she had a perfume that she loved. It was a scent of flowers, gardenias. And they say that every now and then you get a whiff. It's like, and
Oh.
they're saying the flowers don't grow in that area. So it's like you
Hmm.
get, the smell. The hikers and park rangers have reported seeing a woman in 1930s clothing who matched Peg's description, who appears to be very sad and lost.
Is there, any sort of marker for
There's
her?
no marker, no,
Okay.
nothing that I know of, nothing that I've come across, and nothing that I've read in any reports or anything.
Okay.
So, but they say that again, when she's seen by park rangers are the ones who see her a lot.
Mm.
Which I'd imagine park rangers, because there's a lot. I talk about national parks and things like that all the time, and the something going on there. I'm gonna say I'll say it every time I bring up national parks. Something is up. Which actually, the park I'm going to is it's not a national park. It's a state park.
State park, yeah.
Same thing. There's something up. Something's up with these parks. These big masses of land that sometimes are smack in the middle of like suburbia or a city. There's a
Something's
reason.
hiding.
There's a reason they did that. It's
Mhm.
not because they care. It's not because it's like, oh, we want people to see nature. No. Since when do they want? When would any government agency or anything like this? Now I sound like a real nut, but they don't care about us. They're trying to put
But, I mean, especially the US government, right? Where it's
right.
like
They don't care. They care that I'm healthy. No, they want me to take Ozempic and then go somewhere. You know what I mean? They don't care. They want to sell me a shot and then a pill and then a burger and then do it all again.
pharmaceuticals, right.
Right. So something's up.
Something's up.
But the park rangers who've seen her have said that the woman, when they see her, the sad woman, she vanishes almost immediately and
Mm.
leaves behind the scent of gardenias.
Wow.
Yeah. So now there's some other things about the letter H on the Hollywood sign. So after this incident happened with Peg, some people have said that the letter H in the sign is cursed. As they said, there's rumors that the letter H itself has been the site of a lot of other incidents,
Hmm.
murders that have taken place there, more suicides, but most of
Oh.
these claims are less substantiated. Like the one for Peg is documented nationwide,
Mhm.
newspaper coverage, the works. These
Mhm.
other ones, now, I don't know if after this incident that the other ones were kind of swept under the rug, being like, oh, we can't have this kind of imagery and associated with the Hollywood sign. I mean, it's just
Yeah, you don't want the
bad for business.
reputation
Right.
right, tainted and things like that, or even give people, like I said earlier, like, give people the idea to do it if
Right.
they're, thinking of
Exactly.
taking their own life, something like that, to now use this and be like,
Right.
because I know there are cases where, people have wanted to commit suicide and leave this world, but they wanna do it with a bang, like, they wanna leave behind some sort of story. And doing that would leave a story. I mean,
Yeah, that's a story.
that is first of all terrifying because it's so high up, but second of all, it's such a prominent location. So, yeah, I would agree that you wanna kinda deter, any
Yeah.
sort of publicity for that, yeah.
I mean, 45 feet, that's pretty high to the top of that
Yeah,
sign.
it's almost 5 stories. That's
You know, something
Looks
sick. There's something
tall.
sick in my head that thinks I'd live.
Oh, that's your toxic trait that you
Yeah, I think I'd make it. I look at heights like that, like 40 feet, like I'd be
make
all
it.
right. I'd be all right. Did you ever see the video? Speaking of things that made it, there's a video of a guy who went skydiving, whose parachute never went off, and he hits the ground, and then he gets up cheering that because he's alive.
What?
You've never seen this? It's the craziest video
Is it
I've.
real?
Yeah, it was years ago. Like this is
He
before,
fell from where?
like from like an airplane.
And he no, he
Like,
there
it's
no,
like
that's
the
not real.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. If I find it, I'll post it in like the show notes so other people can see it. But it's yeah, it's he. They said it's the spot of ground he landed on and the way he landed that it was just he made it.
I need to look into this.
Yeah,
This
I'm gonna
can't be
find it.
real.
I swear to God, I saw the video. I said, and now ever since then, I was like, I know what to do. It's like
I'm
he tucked.
afraid to fall off, like, the bed if
Yeah,
I'm
but you
sleeping
fall
and roll over.
constantly though.
I haven't fallen in a while,
You haven't fallen in a while, but you do.
but how graceful do I fall?
You do fall. I've never. She falls in slow motion.
Mhm.
I've never seen a human being fall in slow motion before. It's literally slow motion.
It's
Like
almost like
I've watched you tip over. Like you tripped like on the curb that day when we went for a walk, and you just see that she goes, "Oh," and then
I do, I
like
fall in
that
slow
speed.
motion in slow
It's like
motion.
just stop falling. I want to say,
It's almost like I just it's like a case where I trip and I probably wouldn't have to fall, but my body just, like or
you're
my
just like,
mind
"All
is just
right,
like,
gonna lay
you need
down
to."
now." That's what it looks like you do, and you're just laying down. It's like, what are you doing? You get tired? You take a nap? You just lay down with your hands at your sides. That's what goes on. You don't even try to brace yourself, really.
I don't know how I do it, but I never get hurt.
No, it's astonishing. The only time you
Oh,
got hurt was when you fell on the escalator.
yeah, but I just got a little bit of a scraped knee.
Yeah, I fell on going up an escalator. Falls everywhere. It's constant.
I'm much more careful now that I have a kid that I carry
Yeah,
around.
that's good. There are other mysterious incidences that happened around the Hollywood sign. Some people who in the nearby area and visitors have reported seeing strange lights around the sign, hovering over the sign, and a lot of eerie sounds in the night around it. A lot of strange activity takes place around the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's very much haunted.
Yeah. Is it haunted by just spooks, or is there
All supernatural, I
some
think.
sort of UFO
Could
thing
be.
going on there? I don't
Totally
know.
believe all that.
I don't know. Something's up. Something's up in old Hollyweird. That's what they call it, right? Hollyweird?
I mean, probably it's what people not in Hollywood call it.
Old Hollyweird. But that is the tragic story of Peg Entwistle and the
That's
Hollywood
so
sign.
sad.
Yeah. So, folks, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. If you are new to the show, welcome. If you are an avid listener of the show, welcome back. I don't know why I'm doing this at the end here. I've never done this before, but I feel like this is an appropriate way to end the show. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Patreon. Patreon, we're the new Patreon member. Let me give the shout out. So my Patreon members are the best. I've had most of them just like put their like regular name, and we've just become on like, hey Liz, hey Tim, hey, so and so. But now they're starting to get a little silly. Like I had Moose Giggles. What was it, last week? Moose Giggles.
I think it was last week, yeah.
This week, I'd like to give a shout and a welcome to Fishies Go Pook.
Pook?
Fishies Go Pook.
It's cute. I don't know what it means, but it's cute.
I don't know what it means either, but I like it. Welcome welcome, welcome. The newest member of the Patreon, Fishy's Gopook. I say it every time a new member joins. You're the lifeblood of the show. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. I'm trying to figure out something to do for the patrons. I'm going to get to the bottom of it eventually. Need to do a giveaway again or something.
Maybe we'll see something cool at Fanboy.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's a fun idea. But anyway, thank you all, folks. Thank you so much. I love you all. And yeah, so patreon.com/Haunted American History if you're interested. Ad-free episodes, early releases, and my ever-loving support. You know what I want to do? This is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to talk about that I wanted to do in the middle and I forgot. So we're doing these kind of episodes now. I'm thinking maybe do an episode like this. Well, like twice a week we're going to do this. But maybe release the episode on Mondays, just a recording, and then maybe another night, like a Wednesday or Thursday night, do a live show on YouTube like this, and then I'll put obviously the recording out like the next day. But this way we can have a little bit of interaction. We can have things like that. I think that's fun. We've done that. We did that the firesides, and they were fun. We had some good, cool interaction.
Yeah, I love looking at the comments and replying back to you guys. So
yeah, so
if you see me go blank during the live streaming, it's because I'm reading your guys' conversation.
The comments.
Yeah, because Chris has so much going on, so I take the lead on that. So I have so much fun.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you all so much. I love you. And yes, until next time. Stay spooky. Bye-bye.
Bye.